variable. Let us now go to the next topic, that is functions. So what is a function? A function is a piece of code or a group of code that helps you perform a particular task. So what's the use of a function and when do you use it? Usually a function is used or defined whenever a user feels that these set of code or piece of code can be executed at multiple given instances in a program. So if you feel that that piece of task has to be performed many number of times, then you define it as a function, so that you need not write that piece of code again and again. Okay, and what are the three basic steps for defining a function? For example, if I want to add two numbers and I want to add these two numbers at multiple given instances in my program. So what will I do? I will define a function which will do the task for me, right? And then call that function at multiple given instances. Now let me define a function add. Okay, this add function adds two numbers. So what is the first step I have to do? I have to call that function, right? So how do I call the function? I write the function name, that is add, and then I pass the parameter on which this task has to be performed. So I am passing two parameters here, 2, 3, because I need to add 2 and 3, right? And then I close the parenthesis and terminate each line with the semicolon. So this is my function call. I am calling a function, right? Along with the function call, I need to also declare that function, right? So when I declare the function, I also mention the return type of that function. If suppose that function is returning something, then you need to mention the data type of the return value. Suppose I am returning an integer, then the return type will be int. Suppose I am returning a floating point value, then the return type will be float. Suppose I am not returning anything, I do not have any return statement, then the return value will be void, right? Return type will be void, correct? And then I mention the function name, that is add in this case, followed by the parameters and their data type. So I am passing two parameters, 2 and 3, which are of type integers. So I mention here a variable a and b of type integers. These two variables are separated with the comma, and every function declaration is terminated with the semicolon. So this is my function declaration. Third thing which is important in a function is you need to define a function. So this is my basic step which is used to define and call a function. So how do I define a function? Mention the return type of the function followed by function name, followed by the parameters that are passed in the function in the parenthesis. Each of the parameters are separated with the comma, and then I open the scope of the function with the opening flower bracket and then write my piece of code or group of code which I use to define that function. So I want to add two numbers and print the same on the screen. So what I do? I use a cout object with the insertion operator and I add these two variables, print the value on the screen. Okay, now you see this function doesn't have any return statement and hence the return type is void. Okay, once you finish your task, close the scope of this function with the closing flower bracket. Okay, so a function has a function call, a function declaration and function definition. Now you will ask me, why do you need a function declaration? That too just before the main. That's because this function declaration tells the compiler that in your main function you will encounter a function call called add, and make sure that this add is a function which will be defined after the main function. You see, add function is defined after the main function. So hence you have to tell the compiler that in my main function I have used a function add, and it is being defined in the section after main function. Okay, if you do not declare it well before the main function, when the compiler compiles your program, it will definitely get confusion as to who this add is. Is it a variable? Is it an identifier? What is it? Right? So hence it is very mandatory that you declare your function just before main if you are defined your function after the main. Second thing to remember is you may skip the function declaration if you have defined this function before main. If you define this function before main, then you can skip the declaration part. Okay, and in this example there is one error. Can you tell me what the error is? If you see this closely, there is one error. What is that? I have written here int main, right? But I have not mentioned the return statement. So return 0 is needed, right? Correct? If a function has a return type, that means it should have a return statement. Okay? Main is also a function. Okay? Just like any other function, main is also a function. Now let us go to our IDE and let us try and demonstrate this with the example. So this is my main program. The return type is void, that means there is no return statement in this function, and within the function let me call a function add, which is adding two integer numbers. Okay, now I am getting an error saying that what is this add? Is it an identifier? Is it a variable? I don't know. So then I declare this add function before main so that my compiler get to know that there is a function called add which is being used in the main function and which will be defined further. So now you see the error has gone. That's because I have declared this function before main. Now let me define this function. How do I define this function? I say void add int a, int b, right? This part what I have written here is called function header. Okay, this is my function header which includes the return type, the function name and the parameters that has to be passed in this function. So function definition has two parts. One is function header and the function body. So the function body is mentioned in the opening and closing fla bracket. So within this fla bracket I am going to mention my body of the function or the piece of code which I need to execute. So I am going to print here the value of a plus b. Now someone will ask me what is a and what is b. Since I have called this function add, I have passed two variables here, 2 and 3. So this value, this constant value, integer constant value 2 is being passed to this function. And this variable a holds the value 2. What's the value assigned to a? A value is 2. And what is being passed here? What is the second parameter being passed here? It is 3. So this 3 is assigned to the variable b. So a value is 2, b value is 3. These are 2 and 3 are my actual parameters which I am actually passing. A and B are my local parameters or formal parameters. 2 and 3 are actual parameters, A and B are my formal parameters. And then I print the value of A plus B using the cout object. Okay, so I can even mention end L here so that the control goes to the next line. Okay, so this is my function definition. This is my function definition. This is my function call where I have my actual parameters 2 and 3. This is my function definition where I have my formal parameters A and B, and this is my function declaration. Okay, simple. So 3 basic steps to define a function is function declaration, function call, and function definition. Now suppose I want to add 2 other numbers like 6 and 7. I would directly call add 6, 7. I need not write cout A plus B and L and things like that again. I need to just call this function and this piece of code will be executed. Okay, simple, right? Okay, now if suppose I want to skip this function declaration, I want to tell the compiler well in advance that yes, there is a function called add which will be called in the main function. So what I can do is I can write the entire function definition. Let me cut this function definition and paste it on top of the main function. So if I define the function before the main, then there is no need of declaring that function again. So I have only 2 things here, function call and function definition. So whenever a function is called, the value of this actual parameter is passed to the formal parameters, right? So this passing of value between the parameters takes place in 2 ways. So let's see what are those 2 ways.